Welcome to Athletes Unlimited Softball on ESPN, presented by EY. The final day of series number 1 here in Rosemont, Illinois, just outside Chicago, is our home for the next couple weeks for this AUX softball season. Team Garcia and Team Zirkle on their doubleheader day will kick off our 2 games tonight from Parkway Bank Sports Complex. A breezy one here as our leaderboard starts to form. It's Rachel Garcia, the superstar, who sits atop the rest with 418 points, trying to be a captain in back-to-back weeks. Andrea Filler sits in the 3 spot. 2 of the top 3 featured in our first game of the night. She has 2 home runs, played her college ball just down the road at Northwestern. She feels at home right here in Rosemont. Our overview of AUX softball will tell you about that innovative scoring system. That's how that leaderboard forms. Just 2 weeks to crown a champion here in this shortened AUX season. And we get new teams tomorrow. The new captains may be new. Rachel Garcia might be the same. They will draft tomorrow to see who our teams are for series number 2. Alongside the 2-time All-American Amanda Scarborough, I'm Chucky Kemp. Rachel Garcia is a superstar in every sense of the word. We saw it in a big way last night.
Yeah, and one way to rack up a lot of points is to be a pitcher who rakes like Rachel Garcia, because we got to see her in the circle and at the plate. At the plate, she was a triple away from hitting for the cycle. Got her 298 total points. That's an Athletes Unlimited record. We witnessed it last night. She was incredible.
She really was. We'll see if she can keep it going tonight. Put a little distance between herself and the 2nd spot on that leaderboard. Here's who she sends to the plate. It is a tremendous lineup. We saw that with 12 runs last night. Lily Piper had one of the home runs in that game, drove in 4 runs. She is hitting .625 for the season. And then you have Haley McClenny, Amanda Lorenz, Sam Fisher at the top. Taylor Edwards has 2 home runs already as well. They will face off with Haley Wagner, who has been one of the more impressive arms. Only 1 appearance in relief, but went 3 2/3, did not give up an earned run, struck out 1 against Team Mulipola.
Yeah, Haley Wagner is a pitcher who has a lot of experience in this league. She, of course, comes from the left-hand side and throws with good velocity. What she'll mix is side-to-side with her curveball and her screwball. She'll locate both of those pitches at different levels. She can move those pitches up. She can move those pitches down. And she can also bring down the velocity with her changeup below 50 miles an hour. She can vary her speeds. That changeup is an absolute must tonight with the way that the hitters have been swinging the bats.
And all offense so far. Team Zirkle favored here in this first game by a 1.5 over Team Garcia. That's Morgan Zirkle with the C on her jersey. Standing for the team captains this week, wearing those patches. Haley McClenny, she's been in the captain's chair before, would like to find her way back up there. Mia Davidson behind the plate. She's off to a great start this season, but all eyes on Haley Wagner. It has not been a friendly week to pitchers. Just 4 pitchers entering the day with a sub-5 ERA. Haley Wagner is one of them. Rachel Garcia is another. They are actually the lowest 2 ERAs in the league, our 2 starting pitchers for game 1 tonight. She gets ready for the first pitch to Haley McClenny. And we are underway. Strike 1 there from Wagner. McClenny hitting .231 so far, hit a home run in her first at bat of the season. Played her college ball for Patrick Murphy at Alabama, a 4-time All-American, one of 7 in Alabama history. Montana Fouts just joined that group this season.
I'd love to know how many games in her life that Haley McClenny has been a leadoff hitter at any level, 12U, 14U, at Alabama and beyond.
The left field, Aaliyah Andrews under it. There is a strong wind coming basically straight in tonight. So for Wagner and Garcia in the circle, they will love that with some of the rockets that we've seen hit. You can see it. We saw this on night number 1, and it was a huge impact on the game. It's a northeast wind from about 13 to 23 miles per hour. And not just a couple plays, but a handful of plays that had a big impact on the scoreboard on night number 1.
I've seen it blow in different directions too. On Monday night, it was blowing straight out. Then last night, it's kind of blowing across, and tonight straight in, which is a pitcher's dream with the way that the hitters were hitting last night. 10 home runs in 2 games. That wind is going to be like a eighth defender out there back behind the pitchers.
Well, Amanda Lorenz, surprising to a lot of people would be that she has not hit one of the home runs, one of the 6 for Team Garcia that they've hit this week. Does have 3 doubles though. She's been driving the ball well. Wagner with the quick first out of McClenny. Trying to bounce back into this against Amanda Lorenz. What's the key for Haley Wagner? We've seen different types of pitchers. Carrie Eberle's had a lot of success going down. We know Rachel Garcia can go up in the zone successfully. What does Haley Wagner have to do?
Yeah, it's just living on the edges, but being able to show both up and down with her curveball and her screwball. Like that last pitch, a backdoor curve to Lorenz.
At Aaliyah Andrews, who had to stick with it out there.
You never know. Any ball that's going to be hit in the air tonight is going to be a hold your breath type situation. But the balls that were hit in the air in our previous 4 games looked a little bit like this. 16 home runs in the first 4 games, and this is where they were hit. You see a lot of those home runs hit more toward the middle of the field from the alleys to center field. A few that were pulled toward the left side. The red ones are the longest ones that we've seen. We've seen a couple of 300-foot home runs the past couple of days.
Jordan Roberts went over the scoreboard in right center field last night. Here's where they are.
Yeah, these are all the pitch locations for the home runs that were hit. Pitchers have at times lived on the edge and still been taking yard. Good changeup right there by Haley Wagner, a must-have pitch for her tonight. But we've seen these pitchers get hit pretty hard. Some pitches have been misses over the middle of the plate. Some have been more on the edges. We saw Deja Mulipola hit a home run. That was about a ball and a half off the inside corner. Still went yard.
This is hit hard through the 5-6 hole by Sam Fisher. First hit of the game.
And the one thing that you'll notice is with the home runs that have been hit, there have been so many hit up in the zone. Like this pitch that Sam Fisher is able to get to. This has been a pitch that especially right-handed hitters have been able to handle really well. Haley Wagner tries to go up and in on the hands of Sam Fisher with her curveball, and she's just able to get her barrel there. We've seen that consistently over the course of 4 games.
Taylor Edwards had 2 2-run home runs on opening day in separate games. Big news for her alma mater today. Jordy Ball announcing a couple days ago that she would transfer back to her home state. Did not specify, although everyone assumed it would be the University of Nebraska. That is where it will be. As that spins to Sydney McKinney, the rookie from Wichita State. And Haley Wagner, pretty clean inning. Single from Sam Fisher, but zeros here in the top of the first.
AUX Softball Season 2. Thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate your support. Welcome to the game and have some fun.
Points for every recorded out, regardless of how it's been.
Team Zirkle, this lineup has hit 379 through their first 2 games. Mia Davidson, a big part of that. 333 average, 2 home runs, has driven in 3. Jessie Warren saw her hit a moonshot in Megan Wiggins. You know you have a good lineup when Wiggins is in the 6th hole, and they're working against Rachel Garcia, who you mentioned it, 298 points, a new single-game Athletes Unlimited record. She's 1-0 on the season, a sub-1 ERA, 14 strikeouts in 10 innings.
Yeah, this is the 3rd time that she's pitched this week. She pitched yesterday after a day's rest, and she was looking good with her curveball on the outer half to righties. That was her strikeout pitch, as well as her rise ball. So her curve and her rise ball, her 2 strikeout pitches that she had working for her last night. That curveball that she'll throw, she will throw it backdoor and does have a tendency to actually have a little bit of upspin too. Can look a little bit like her rise ball, but when she's throwing at 68, 70 miles an hour and throwing up in the zone, she's so tough to hit.
Is that the difference? Because we talked about the struggles up in the zone against these hitters. Is it just the velocity from Garcia?
The velocity, the spin, the break that she has to her pitches has to be it, because these hitters have, you could tell at times, struggled with that velocity up in the zone.
Sydney McKinney, the rookie from Wichita State, to lead it off. She's been impressive in her opening week as a pro as Garcia hits the outside corner.
And that's that backdoor curveball that she's very comfortable throwing both to left-handed hitters and right-handed hitters alike. I feel like she just hits a button and throws that pitch on command, can throw it over and over and over. Same pitch.
Just a hair further, but you're right, and we've seen it in all of her appearances this week. McKinney 2 for 4 with a triple last night. It's fouled straight back. Team Zirkle, the doubleheader day for them. Can they break the trend? The doubleheader teams 0-2. Each of the first 2 nights of the season, something that only happened 3 times last year in 9 opportunities, but on a much different pace. I think we're trying to find some trends with that. Why is that the case? But typically it's been a bad start. It's been the first inning when they've fallen behind, and Haley Wagner put up a 0. We'll see if that is the change that needs to be made. Two from Garcia. McKinney fouls that one out of play.
And the thing that's so great about watching these AUX games is that every inning points are at stake. So right now, if Team Zirkle is able to score in the bottom half of this inning, they're going to be able to gain 10 points to their score. Makes it just a little bit more intense every single inning as we go along, no matter what the score is on the scoreboard.
Because of the leaderboard, it looks really individual, but what's stressed to us from the players and what we see in the results is that winning is the primary factor in how you climb up the leaderboard. Especially after Series 1, it's the best indicator, because usually there's going to be a team that all those names at the top are blue or gold or orange. McKinney floats this one just foul over the head of Sam Fisher. Sis Bates over there on the left side.
I'm really interested to see how Rachel Garcia is able to bounce back after pitching now 3 times this week. And even on Monday night, she played in 2 games, but had 3 relief appearances, 1 in the first game and then came in twice in the second game. She's thrown a lot this week.
And after a lengthy break, the wind is going to push this one well into the stands.
Well, and I think that you could tell that, you know, she was rested in yesterday's game. We were supposed to play on Tuesday, but unfortunately those games had to get postponed to yesterday on Wednesday. And Rachel Garcia would have gone from pitching in 2 games of a doubleheader to then having to pitch in back-to-back days. But she got that day of rest, and you could tell that she looked rested on Wednesday night when she got that start. She looked so sharp.
This is outside, 3-2. That came after 4 straight foul balls from McKinney. What a great at-bat from the leadoff hitter here. Trying to give her captain Morgan Zirkle in the on-deck circle something to look at. 10th pitch now coming. Another foul ball.
Yeah, doing a good job of making Garcia throw a lot of pitches. And her last inning that she threw in last night's game, she threw 41 pitches in the final inning of her start. She had thrown 43 coming into that inning, and then a long, long inning. Ended up taking her out of the game, but another long at bat here by McKinney.
Who hit .520 her last 2 seasons at Wichita State, 2-time American Conference Player of the Year. Oh, and hits a laser up the middle past Garcia. What an at-bat for the rookie to start off the game for Team Zirkle.
Every day, Sydney McKinney has just looked more and more comfortable. She's on top of the plate trying to take away that outside corner, that backdoor curveball that Garcia likes to throw. This pitch is up in the zone, but left out over the plate. What an at-bat by Sydney McKinney. Team Zirkle's offense has just been so good the past 2 days. Their team batting average has been .379 in the games that they've played so far.
19 runs in just 2 games for them. McKinney just saw 11 pitches. Now Morgan Zirkle gets a chance, who out of the 9 players in this order has the lowest batting average at .300. From Milton, West Virginia, played her college ball at Marshall. One of the best to ever do it in the Marshall program.
Zirkle talked about how she's had to battle a little bit harder than others to get recognition and to be where she's at today, because she wasn't highly recruited and did end up going to a mid-major at Marshall, as you mentioned, had a great career there. And she's had a great professional career too.
Now coaching at Miami University in Ohio the last 5 years, 3 straight MAC titles for them. And she is one of the most consistent performers in this field. Won gold with Team USA at 2022 Pan Ams, but has finished in the top 6 in 3 of her 4 seasons with Athletes Unlimited. 4th at AUX in San Diego last year. Swing and a miss. Garcia gets her for out number 1.
Yeah, she needed a quick out there against Zirkle, and she got it, went right at her, and got her to strike out on this rise ball that kind of screwed away from Zirkle. That's the area that Rachel Garcia gets her most swings and misses. This is her swing and miss heat map, so that red area is a spot, that the location that she gets the majority of her swings and misses. That's up and in to righties, up and away to lefties, which is exactly where she got the strikeout against Zirkle there. She'll throw her screwball, her backdoor, and her rise ball all on that side of the plate, really strong to her arm side, and that's where, so far, up to this point in the season, she's gotten her most swings and misses.
It's her 15th strikeout in 10 1/3. Oh my goodness, that hit the guard on Mia Davidson's left arm. But at 68, probably still felt that a little bit.
Number 7, Anissa Bertens.
I can tell by the face, never gonna feel good, even if you do have protection there. She's a catcher though, she's tough. Yeah, Davidson has just been on base a ton every game that she's played so far. Taken 3 walks, hit a couple of home runs, hit by pitch there.
She looks really comfortable at the plate right out of the gates. Hit .278 with 4 home runs in the championship season last year. Didn't play in AUX. Finished 21st on the leaderboard. It's always interesting too. You never know, when they come out the first year out of college, you're so loose. You just got done with a long college season. You've been facing live pitching. It seems like that second year is always the one that's the hardest, because it's the first year without the training that you're used to.
Especially when you're coming right out and facing world-class pitchers like Rachel Garcia and all the other pitchers that are in this league. Lots of experience and lots of games won, lots of strikeouts that the pitchers in this league have had.
1-1 off the handle. Lily Piper has it at second. 2 outs.
Third baseman, number 30,
Rachel Garcia, leadoff single and a strikeout, a hit by pitch, and a pop-up. Good responses from her so far, but here's Jessie Warren. Second year of Athletes Unlimited out of Tampa, Florida. third year, I should say, hasn't played in the last 2 seasons, AUX or championship last summer.
So good to see her back in the box over at third base.
Hits this one well, right center field, and off the wall. Rhodes picks it up. 1 run comes around to score. Warren has a double. It didn't take her long to get comfortable back in the box.
Laughing at herself there, but just won the inning for Team Zirkle and picked up some points for herself and for her team. Look at the pitch location of this curveball by Warren. Or by Garcia. That pitch is over the middle of the plate. That is about a ball and a half on the plate, and a hitter like Jessie Warren is just looking for a good pitch to hit. That's more of a mistake. She got it, let that pitch travel, and hit it the other way.
10 points for everybody on Team Zirkle, thanks to Jessie Warren right there. Megan Wiggins has a chance to add to this lead with 2 more in scoring position with 2 away. Garcia can't quite get the outside corner on those first 2 pitches.
She's missing more on the plate so far in this game. She's thrown, what, 24 pitches at this point, and there's been quite a few pitches over the heart of the plate.
Wiggins swinging a really hot bat, 500 through the first couple games for her, 3 RBIs. Along with a double, hit a rocket right back up the middle on night number 1. Two-1 from Garcia.
Yeah, I feel like Megan Wiggins is always into unique things in the offseason. She does some remodeling. She has an antique business where she buys and sells all sorts of things, and also getting into a nonprofit as well.
Somebody who seems like she's always got to be busy.
Yeah, I think so too. And that's why, you know, she's been such a great softball player for so many years, because she keeps herself busy by working hard at the sport that she loves so much. She's a student of the game, loves to put in the work to be good at her craft.
13th season as a pro. Played in the NPF for a long time, played 5 years in Japan. A great at bat there from Wiggins, which has been a trend through these first few days of the season. Garcia in a little trouble here with 2 outs.
Big opportunity in this game. We talked about how it's been so important to win this first inning and to score a bunch of runs early to kind of set the tone for your team the rest of the way. Big chance for Team Zirkle here.
Nadia Taylor deep to left field. It is gone! A grand slam for the veteran from Texas. Her second home run of the season. This one clears the bases.
I mean, hitters have just been able to handle a pitch up and in particular, the right-handed hitters in this league so far. This is a backdoor curveball trying to throw it up and in on her hands, and she's just looking for it. Understanding that that's the side of the plate, that's the quadrant of the strike zone that Rachel Garcia likes to go to the most, no matter if you're left-handed or right-handed. And Nadia Taylor, being aggressive, sees what she wants early in the count and unleashes on it for a grand slam to give Team Zirkle a 5-run lead.
How about a 5-run average in the first innings for Team Zirkle? They've played 3 games. In those 3 first innings, 15 total runs.
Well, and they've already hit the most home runs out of anybody, and they've actually played the least amount of games because they're double headers being played tonight. They get 8 home runs as a team the past 3 games.
There's been 17 hit the first 3 nights of the season now. Sis Bates runs that one down to get filler. But Nadia Taylor welcomes Rachel Garcia back to the circle with a grand slam.
Give credit to Sydney McKinney, the leadoff hitter, for setting the tone that inning, and then Nadia Taylor down at the bottom of the order, letting that pitch travel, getting all barrel to it, and hitting a home run off of Garcia.
Five nothing Team Zirkle over Team Garcia. Top of the second we go. Already some souvenirs out there for some young fans in the stands here in Rosemont on a very chilly evening as well, with some strong wind gusts coming straight in, which didn't have a big effect on what Nadia Taylor did against Rachel Garcia. But here is Garcia, who after that first inning fell to second on the leaderboard. First pitch swinging. Andrea Filler has it. Let's go down to Savannah Collins.
Thanks, Chucky. Yesterday, this Gold team offense broke open, and their second baseman, Lily Piper, explained it best. She said on the first day of this series, their doubleheader, she said their cups were full, and it was time for them to finally flow over, and boy, did they. They broke that single game team record for hits with 18, but what she pointed out is they didn't just have hits, they were able to produce runs. They tied the record for that too, and that's what they're looking to do again today, to try to go out on top in this final game of the series for them.
Savannah, we appreciate it, and try and stay warm down there, please. We've got the windows closed today up in the booth, trying to make sure don't get that breeze coming in from straight away.
Yeah, we need that breeze to definitely be blocked. It was cold outside. The weather just hasn't been able to figure it out here. It was warm yesterday, got up to what, about 80, and then in the 50s a couple of days before that, no sunshine.
It's nice this morning in Rosemont, but the wind has picked up, temperature has dropped. It's hit to the left side by Gibson. Gonna be a long throw, and Gibson beats it out, an infield single. The second-year pro out of Arkansas. Issa Ortez.
I thought Jessie Warren might have a chance to cut that at third base, and then instead it goes to one of the deepest parts of the field to Ortez, and she has to make that long throw. Filler tries to make the stretch, but good hustle by Gibson to get down the line.
Andrea Filler over at first base, still sitting in third place, just 46 points off the leader, who is now Aubrey Leach, who we will see in Game 2 tonight for Team Mulipola. Shannon Rhodes from Fort Worth, Texas, played her college ball at the University of Texas. Took a year off after she finished up at Texas and then returned last year, was the 2021 Rookie of the Year in the championship season. Such a dangerous bat in this 7 spot.
I feel like Shannon Rhodes has just always been such a gamer. Been consistent, throughout the regular season, but I remember her just always stepping up in the postseason. Stepping up when the lights got a little brighter, when there was more pressure.
Zoa's been able to hit the long ball, 43 of them in her college career. Spent 2 years at Oregon. Finished up with 3 years at Texas. Three-one pitch coming. Haley Wagner has to be careful here. Just one out. This is hit hard into right field and tailing, and it is foul.
That was hit really well. Came off hard off the bat, too. Exit velocity of 85.6.
Megan Wiggins gave it a look. Wiggins out in right field. It's an interesting lineup for Zirkle. She puts herself in center field. Megan Wiggins, who plays mainly left field, is over in right. And Aaliyah Andrews, who's normally in center, is in left field. That spins off of Filler awkwardly, and Ortez cannot scoop it up to tag Gibson. Ton of spin on that.
Yeah, there's been quite a few balls off the bat that have had a lot of spin on them. Been tough for these infielders. Just this one, same type of thing. Rhodes got jammed on that pitch. That pitch was on the inner half and ends up fighting it off and sending it more of an inside-out swing to Filler and unable to handle it. That should go down as an error.
They will rule that an error on Andrea Filler over at first. Now Lily Piper. 625 is all she's done through her first 3 games of the season. Didn't start the first game. Abby Ramirez got the start at second base. Then they've tried Piper out there defensively, and her bat has basically made it impossible to not play her. That might have got our home plate umpire, Jim Cooper. Mia Davidson checked on him real quick.
Hoping that he's okay. These umpires have taken a couple of hard shots right back at them, and Jim Cooper has been doing this a long time. Looked like it got him right there on the shoulder. I think he's probably taken 1 or 2 of those before.
Just a couple.
Unfortunately for him.
The umpires need an ice bath too after the game sometimes. Piper left side, Warren on the run. Just making it look easy for out number 2.
Haley Wagner is just continuing to make good pitches.
Shortstop, number 22.
Well, already 5 runs across in this one. For every run scored during this year's Athletes Unlimited AUX season, Aspiration is committed to planting 10 trees. Stay tuned throughout the year to see how many trees will be planted thanks to Aspiration's support. Haley Wagner so far has allowed none this season. No earned runs this year for her, and short beginning to this first week. A little bit of trouble here, second and third, after Rhodes reached on that error. An infield single from Gibson, but to your point, she's really not giving up anything hit too hard.
Sis Bates got MVP 3 in last night's game because of her defense and the way that she hit that home run. She struck out 3 times, and then her last at bat snuck one over.
Bates hits this one well to center, but Zirkle is over this time, and all of a sudden, Sis Bates trying to be a power hitter here in Rosemont.
AUX is fast.
Double play!
Explosive.
That ball was absolutely crushed.
Intense.
That is unbelievable!
It's just full on excitement.
A walk-off grand slam!
It's a lot of games in a short amount of time. There's just so much energy.
Wow, that's a laser!
It's like spring training, but competing all in one.
You have to be on your game every single pitch, every single game. You have to be ready for anything.
The next pitch is coming, the next game is coming, and the next amazing play is coming.
What a night it's been! Plenty of fireworks already. Here's the leaderboard as it stands. Rachel Garcia entered the night in that first spot, but Aubrey Leach jumping her even though she's not playing thanks to some earned runs given up by Garcia in the first inning. The top three on this leaderboard at the end of the night will be named Series 2 captains, and they will draft their new teams tomorrow. So a lot of excitement over the next 24 hours here in Rosemont.
Yeah, so fun. And a lot riding on these next two games to see who's going to be the next three captains and get to draft teams. And all the teams that we know as of tonight will be all mixed up in the next couple of days. It'll be fun.
AUX, just 2 weeks of softball as opposed to the 5 weeks of the championship season. There's 18 less players, 1 less team. Everything moves really quickly, but the scoreboard stays really tight.
Yeah, these players are getting to know each other, communicating on defense and in the dugout. Have to get to know each other pretty quickly and gel as a team, build their own little culture with a little bit of time that they're together. You can see how much fun they have too, just getting to know different players from different teams whenever the teams get mixed up, and just constantly having a good time, which Sis Bates always does at shortstop, no matter who's around her, but all these players just loving every second of it.
Ground ball over Garcia and into center field for a base hit from the 9-hole Aaliyah Andrews to lead off the inning. Got some more good action coming your way. The Yankees and Red Sox, the second straight week, they'll be featured on Sunday Night Baseball, this time finishing up a 3-game series at Fenway Park right here on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Radio. Coverage begins at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific with baseball tonight, Sunday Night Countdown. Both of those teams trying to climb up the AL East standings. Always exciting when they get together. Rachel Garcia trying to settle in here. Second time through the order. And a pretty good beat on her there, especially in the middle of that lineup with Jessie Warren, Wiggins, and Nadia Taylor, who hit the grand slam. 0-1 to McKinney. Foul ball.
I think one thing I've noticed is just how well these hitters have handled up in the zone. I mean, that's something that we were talking about last night and coming into today is the hitters have just been able to handle the up pitch well, and even balls that are out of the zone, they wouldn't even be called strikes or well out of the strike zone. They're just able to handle them extremely well.
Do you have to, I mean, for Rachel Garcia, who's so good up in the zone, for these pitchers who have certain pitches that they've really mastered and what their bread and butter, so to speak, can you still have success with those, or do you have to start going away from it and going more down in the zone, even if you like to live up?
Yeah, you can still have success with it. You just have to be more strategic and be able to work inches and be able to think a couple of pitches ahead of the hitters, because it looks like that's what the hitters have been doing to the pitchers. They've just been a little bit ahead, and yeah, by their swings and timing, but more so by them being able to sit on pitches and sell out for them. That's what you've seen over the course of the past 4 games, almost as if like their swings look like they know what's coming with how on time they are and how much they look like they know or just on a pitch.
There's constant conversation from these hitters and pitchers and catchers for that matter. Everybody, it's such a big factor in this league as McKinney goes back up the middle. Andrews going to try and take third. Great base running there from Aaliyah Andrews. It's first and third with nobody out.
Yeah, Sydney McKinney has just had some really good at-bats off of Garcia. Again, handles this pitch that's up in the zone. She gets her barrel on top of it. And Aaliyah Andrews, as soon as she sees that ball going to the outfield, she is using her speed to get to third base. Now, speed at the corners for Team Zirkle. Nobody out.
Quick conversation here for Team Garcia in the circle as they try to figure things out. So Allison Rager over there at third base talking to Aaliyah Andrews. Rager's in her first season as a facilitator this week for Team Zirkle. The facilitators will rotate as well. Allison Rager, Danielle O'Toole, Charlotte Morgan, and Alex Ibarra also helping out this week in Rosemont.
Throws some nasty BP, and all the players go to him and all of their facilitators to throw them BP and come up with a team strategy. Allison Rager also throws some mighty good BP too.
Graduate manager at Ole Miss the last couple seasons. Great opportunity too for just some coaching experience as well for these facilitators. There are no coaches, so to speak, but certain captains use them differently. Some of them really hand the reins over to the facilitator. Some of them like to have more control themselves. 1-1 pitch to Morgan Zirkle. That's fouled back. And a lot of these players out here are coaches. Rachel Garcia is the pitching coach at UC San Diego. They had a top 3 pitching staff in the Big West this season. She was a volunteer assistant at San Diego State last year.
It only helps them bring that experience and them coaching up other players into their own game this summer.
1-2, runner going. Fisher trying to hold Andrews in the dirt. What a great play at first by Gibson. Wow.
Yeah, and sometimes these players, especially on the left side, will try to one-hop their throws to first base, and it's on purpose, but this one was not on purpose. This is just a throw that misses off the mark, forced a little bit too much by Sam Fisher, but what a play by Danielle Gibson to just stomach this hop, keep it in front, not only keep it in front, be able to get the out and secure it. Big out there.
It's good to see Danielle Gibson back out there today as well. She took a line drive the inside of her right foot at first base last night. Was a little bit shaken up, never left the game. It was in the final inning. But glad to see her back out there. Made a really nice play at first. 1-0 to Mia Davidson. Another one that spent some time in the dugout this year at Mississippi State, her alma mater. A little bit different look after hitting 92 career home runs at Mississippi State. Couldn't quite have that instant impact I think she would like to have on the game, so that was a little bit of a change for her.
It definitely felt different watching Mississippi State play this year and not seeing Mia Davidson in the lineup.
270 games from 2018 to 2022 in Starkville. They missed out on the postseason this year, but the year before, Samantha Ricketts led her team to Tallahassee, knocked off the #2 ranked Florida State Seminoles. Davidson a part of that team. 3-1. Hit into a tough spot. Sis Bates has great range, makes the catch. Runner coming home, and Andrews scores.
Of course, Sis Bates got to this ball. Of course she did. Candidate again for Defensive Player of the Year. She always will be because she's one of the best shortstops that you'll be able to watch in our sport. She covered so much ground, goes down to her knees, quickly gets up because one of her good friends, Aaliyah Andrews, is over at third base. She knows that she's going to have the speed to score, and Team Zirkle wins another inning with that speed by Andrews scoring that run, getting 1 run in this inning.
20 points already in the inning, win points through 2 innings, 6-0 the score. Anissa Urtez trying to add to it, watches that pitch down low for ball 1. Conversation here between Taylor Edwards and Rachel Garcia.
She's already thrown quite a few pitches in this game, 52 pitches, and we're not even through 2 innings. Just a little bit different than what we saw out of her last night, and I look to the velocity being a mile an hour or just 2 down what we saw from her last night, and leaving more pitches out over the plate.
You talked about it. She's thrown a lot this week.
Yeah.
Plenty of looks at her for all of these lineups, and everyone's paying close attention to these games because you're going to see these pitchers, maybe not daily, but every other day you would think at the very least. 1-2. Skied on the infield. Fisher takes control and makes the catch for out number 3. One more run across the inning. Points go to Team Zirkle, and they lead at 6-0. Six 0 Team Zirkle leading Team Garcia. We're going to the 3rd inning. Let's go into the game with Air National Guard and Sis Bates.
It's the pregame that gets me, because all the double play balls that I throw. That's why she's sore. Those are good though. Yeah, I know. I already ate one earlier. I hit one home run and I think I just pound. Need some? And that, missed it. Hey. Oh, we go. Ice. Don't say that on the air. I'm sorry, everybody.
No, but here's what's funny is that
He does though. She really does.
yeah, kind of like me, but
Super.
not as fast.
No,
but
not
quick.
as fast. She's
Yeah.
close,
Yeah.
but not as, not as lightning fast as you. Yeah, we're together.
I'm telling you, the left side of that infield, Sam Fisher and Sis Bates, that nobody keeps it lighter.
Oh my goodness. They're both so funny in different ways, and Sis Bates just is a ball of joy to this game. In the dugout, out at shortstop, keeping everybody loose, loving everybody up.
It's the one home run, and she's snacking big time over there. Hit it well, too. It didn't just graze the top of the fence. It left the yard. Haley McClenny did that in her first at-bat of the season, just past McKinney, and she's been a tough one to get by this week. McClenny has a leadoff single for her team in the top of the 3rd. All right, I know Amanda's going to have her eyes on this one. The next stop on the Formula One circuit is the Canadian Grand Prix. Sunday in Montreal, Red Bull's Max Verstappen continues to lead the driver's standings. 53-point lead over his Red Bull teammate Sergio Perez. Coverage begins at 12:30 Eastern, 9:30 a.m. Pacific on ABC and the ESPN app. Who's your driver?
That would be the one and only Charles Leclerc for Ferrari. But, I mean, Red Bull has just been kind of running away with things. Max at the top again.
And you don't have the solution for Ferrari.
I don't. If I did, I would email them, but
Okay.
I feel like they might know a lot more than me. Send a message, send a DM, some tips.
There you go. Well, leadoff base runner for Amanda Lorenz here in the 3rd. McClenny, plenty of speed at first base. Lorenz flies this one on the infield. Ortez, nice job to just step on second base there. Got in her way for a minute. There's out number 1.
Amanda Lorenz just missed that pitch. I mean, that went sky high. That was a pitch out over the middle of the plate. You could tell by her reaction she felt like this was a good pitch to hit. See her reaction, popped it straight up. Man, just hoping to at that point that it falls with this crazy wind.
Wagner spins one a little too far inside there to Sam Fisher for ball one. Fisher singled her first trip to the plate, hitting .364, entering the night. 21st on the leaderboard. Don't forget, we're keeping an eye on the top of that leaderboard. The Series 2 draft will be held tomorrow. Aubrey Leach, Rachel Garcia, and Andrea Filler as it stands, but tonight will have a big impact on that because there's a lot of blue names for Team Zirkle that are creeping up that leaderboard, and they have the doubleheader. So if they have success as a team tonight, there's a good chance you could see maybe even a trio of Team Zirkle players up there. There's Andrea Filler sitting in third place, 36 points off the top spot right now. 2-2 now to Fisher. Simi Valley, California, played at Loyola Marymount. Led the NCAA with a .492 average as a senior. Ground ball slowly to Warren. That's a low throw, but Filler has it. 2 outs.
Yeah, it makes a 6-0 game early in this game just still be worth it to hang in there because every inning matters so much. And with the way that these hitters are hitting 6-0, I mean, a 6-run lead never feels comfortable with the way that the hitters have been swinging the bat the past few games. But every inning matters to see if your team, your favorite player, are going to be able to pile up some points. That's why the players love it too. It keeps them in it late in the game, and all the little things matter. They add up to big things, just like in the game of life, in the game of softball.
We've seen big comebacks already. Team Zirkle yesterday in game 1 took a 7-0 lead over Team Mulipola as Edwards sends it down the left field line, and the first run of the game for Team Garcia, thanks to Taylor Edwards, who's swinging a hot bat.
When Taylor Edwards is making solid contact, the ball is just flying off of her bat. It's a pitch that is out over the middle of the plate, but more down in the zone. So we were talking about that, these pitchers keeping the ball down in the zone, but Edwards still able to barrel that up. That hit hard off of her bat, 81 miles an hour off the bat, sneaks it past Jessie Warren.
Garcia homered and doubled last night, stays with that one. That's a base hit into left field. First and second now with 2 outs.
Some of these pitches are starting to be more out over the middle of the plate. This is more of an off-speed pitch, but Rachel Garcia has been very aggressive. First pitches that she sees, she's going hacking. Able to stay on it, still, even on that changeup and getting a little bit fooled, 80 miles an hour off of the bat.
Second trip through the order now for Haley Wagner. They've got good options in the bullpen. Morgan Zirkle went very pitcher heavy. 2 of her first 3 picks. Georgina Korick was the first overall selection. Carrie Eberly was 7th overall. They've also got Shannon Sale in her second season out of Oklahoma as Danielle Gibson tries to keep the 2-out rally going. Half-hearted attempt right there. She did go around.
Danielle Gibson is a player that likes to think in pitch sequences, likes to really study a pitcher and the tendencies that she's throwing. It's something that she really helps the team at Georgia, especially this past year. Tony Baldwin, the head coach at Georgia, has just been raving about the knowledge that Danielle Gibson has about this game.
1-2 inside. Talked to Danielle the other day about her time at Georgia this year, and what was funny is by the end of the conversation I told her, you sound a lot like Tony Baldwin. I mean, she's starting to pick up some of the things that he says, and she just raves about him as well. Hits this one into center field, shallow. Zirkle can't have it. Edwards scores. Gibson into second base. Team Garcia in business here in the third.
And he's wanting to score more than one run in this inning. That ball was in the air for a long time. Zirkle tries to get underneath it, goes to that foot first slide and almost gets her glove underneath it. But again, that wind is blowing so hard in that she almost had to overplay that ball more in toward the infield and couldn't get underneath it.
There's a look at the flags. It's been pretty consistent tonight, trying to help out the pitchers. And for the most part, it really has. We've only seen one home run in 2.5 innings, but if you've been following along this week, that has not really been the trend after 16 home runs in the first 4 games. Good pitch to start off Shannon Rhodes, who reached on an error on filler on a ball that was spinning like crazy to first base. Huge opportunity with 2 in scoring position. 0-1, ground ball left side, Warren. That's gonna do it. Nice job by Haley Wagner to limit the damage. 6-2 the score for Team Zirkle. Haley McClenny will join us when we come back. Back in Rosemont, Haley McClenny out of Morris, Alabama, played her college ball at Alabama from Patrick Murphy, one of 7 4-time All-Americans. 3 of them were first-team nods, and she has played in all 5 Athletes Unlimited softball seasons out in center field, as she has been forever for Team Garcia this week. And we are joined by Haley McClenny in the field. Haley, back for season number 5. You've been one of the most consistent finishers in Athletes Unlimited. What's the deal? How have you had so much success?
Oh man, I've been really lucky. So like one of the benefits of this system is getting on winning teams and racking up points with inning wins and winning games. And I just think that culture piece is so big here, and I love being here. I love being around all my friends, getting to play ball. I mean, this is my full-time job, so I can't complain too much.
Haley, we talked about this the other day, but after not taking any at-bats the past 9 or 10 months, and then just to get thrown into the thick of things, what's your mindset been like the past few games?
This is spring training for us. I mean, going into champ season in a few weeks, just trying to get as many at-bats as you can, and I think being aggressive, but also being mindful of how many pitches you're tracking in the box, and really just trying to get comfortable. I think that's the biggest thing, especially for the pro players that aren't coming off college seasons. First live at bat in 9 months is, pretty crazy to think about. Go get it, go get it. Room! No room.
Haley, you're telling her room.
Sorry.
Everybody has room the whole time,
Yeah,
right, Haley?
everybody has
you got room until you 100% don't have room,
Absolutely.
and then it's out.
Absolutely.
Haley, what's this? Speaking of room, what's this wind like out playing the outfield right now?
You know, it is the Windy City. I'm more confused about why it's so cold out. I'm a true Floridian now, living in Florida full time, so it hasn't been this cold for us in like months. So, but no, it's crazy. The pitchers have so much spin too that balls come off barrels differently here. But when you add in that wind, it's just like you never know where the ball's gonna go. And I'll check the flags like once every at bat just to make sure the wind's still blowing the same way because it gets so swirly out here.
You talked about preparation and just trying to stay ready for these pitchers. The hitters have obviously done really well, but now that you are so far removed from college, you don't have that season that you're coming in off of. What's your preparation look like?
It's really a lot of strength and conditioning. I mean, I have 2 degrees in that, and that's really where my passion lies. So for me, it's all about taking care of my body and really making sure, especially coming into this, that your body's ready for the double headers. So come on, sis! It's a lot of double header like preparation, a lot of endurance preparation, making sure you feel strong, but also that you can replicate that over and over and over again, like you would in a double header. So that's pretty much it for me. I try not to do too much and wear myself out in the off season. I want to feel as fresh as possible coming in, but just prepared as well.
Haley, on the fun side, do you have maybe a new little furry friend that is living with you at the moment?
Oh, yes, I do.
Who is it?
Yeah, my little boy, Mac. He's living with me here in Rosemont, and he's got like 40 aunties right now that are just taking care of him. And no, he's perfect. He's an 11-week-old mini Bernedoodle. He's the best. It's so fun to just have him be around all these awesome people that like just want to love on him and take care of him. Great for socializing him, but it's also just really good for me to have that escape when I go back. Like I can leave all my stuff at the ballpark, good or bad, and I come home to him and he's like, "How'd you do today, Mom?" Like, I don't care. I just want my food and I just want to go for a walk. That's it. So.
Tell us too, speaking of keeping it light, the left side of your infield with Sam Fisher and Sis Bates, have you ever had a side of the infield with more personality you've played with?
Absolutely not. These two have it personality-wise, and I mean they're both such great ball players. But you want to talk about culture people and glue people. That's the left side of the infield that you want on your team. I know they talk to the pitchers nonstop. They've played a lot together, Sam and Sis, and you can tell that they just are super comfortable playing with each other. But that culture piece that they bring, they keep everything so lighthearted. And they're so good. I mean, it's really fun to watch those two.
Haley, we appreciate it. We love watching you out there. We're going to hang around, just listen, but we really appreciate the time.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. That's a nice pitch right to the babe. Yeah, double O. Yeah, double O.
Team Zirkle leading Team Garcia 6-2 here in Rosemont. Inning points on the line with 1 out.
Come on, Rach. Yeah, Amanda.
When she said Amanda, I thought she was cheering me on for a second.
See you, double O. See you, double O. Go get.
Like, oh yeah, Amanda Lorenz down left field.
Runner on with 1 out now as Wiggins walks, and Nadia Taylor hit a grand slam earlier in this one.
Turn something, Sis Bates. Go get, babe. Atta baby, Rachel. Atta babe, atta babe. Here you go.
And there's so much chatter out on the field that oftentimes I think when you're just watching the game, you just don't even know about. So it's always cool to have the players mic'd up and hear what's really going on and chatter on the field.
It's something we talk about a lot, but it's just so much more important for these players too to stress it amongst each other because you don't have a coach.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, double O.
2-1 count to Nadia Taylor,
Yeah,
the
Piper.
third grand slam in AUX history, her last at
Come on,
bat.
Rach. it, babe.
Yeah, you could tell that Rachel
Atta babe,
Garcia is
Rach.
wanting
Atta babe,
to
Rach.
throw her more outside because that home run that she hit was up and in, handled it well. So now everything in this at bat hanging out on the outside corner.
2-2, 70th pitch for Rachel Garcia coming.
Great location. If you go in, you have to go hard.
Yeah, Rach, go get.
All these pitchers are going to be taking these first 3 days of games and doing their homework.
Turn it pipe.
Going back and looking at pitch locations.
Ready
and
right here, Shan.
getting better from what
Come
the
on, Rach,
hitters
come
are
on,
showing
Rach.
them early on this season.
Turn it, Piper.
2-2. Nadia Taylor will
Yeah,
not
Ray,
go
jet
down
tape.
easily.
Go back to it. Here you go. Yeah, double O. Yeah, double O. Right here, babe. Right here, babe. Come on out. Yep. Hey, turn it, sis. Let's go. Let's go. Come on now. Come on, baby.
Another one inside. Nadia Taylor taking a
I
hack.
have no idea how she's doing that.
Yeah, I don't either,
I have
Haley.
no idea how she's doing that.
Because she's throwing it so hard in now, just learning from that first
Yeah,
at bat.
right. Yeah, right.
And it was really,
Win a
throwing her
pitch, win a
outside
pitch.
early in the at
Outside,
bat
be
now
ready.
that is setting up the inner half. But I think Haley thinks that maybe this next pitch has got to be in the outside corner. Let's see if she's right. Rachel goes with a curveball.
Yeah, that's it.
And got her
okay.
looking.
Yes,
Okay.
Haley knew it.
Had to make sure. That's two. That's two. Two down. Two. Let's go.
What a big out. And that feels so good as a pitcher. A hitter hit a home run off of you, and your last at bat, she battles in the next at bat. You get her looking. Next time up, strikeout for Garcia.
We always appreciate when the players are willing to put the mic on out in the field and talk to us. Haley McClenny, one of the best perspectives you will find. Love talking hitting with her, but also one of the best center fielders. Andrea Filler, she's been swinging a hot bat, but popped out to Sis Bates her first trip to the plate.
Yeah, that was awesome. Haley is so fun to talk to and so passionate about the game, and love the insight that she gave us about her life and a little peek behind the curtain.
And you got to meet Mac.
And I got to meet Mac.
Popped up, shallow right field. This is trouble. Rhodes not going to get there. Spins into right field. Runner coming home. And Wiggins scores. Andrea Filler has a triple on a bloop to right field.
Left fielder, number 11, Althea Andrews.
The wind just knocked that ball down again. A high fly ball hit off the end of the bat. Filler is probably thinking that this is just going to be an out that Rhodes is going to get to, but the wind knocks it down, and Rhodes decides not to lay out for it, just to keep it in front. Gets a little bit past her, and Filler able to get all the way to third base and pick up 30 points on that triple.
Hits the outside corner to Aaliyah Andrews.
Megan Wiggins got a good read, especially with 2 outs, just knowing that she's running on contact. Gonna score all the way from first base because it got a little bit away from Rhodes. Just a big play right there for Team Zirkle to answer back. Now 1 run on the board, trying to tie up this inning with a runner on third base.
Andrea Filler now just 10 points behind Rachel Garcia, who sits on top. The top 3 right now are just apart by just 10 points. Garcia at 390, Leach at 386, and Filler at 380. Here is that leaderboard. It'll change unless Team Zirkle can score 1 more run, because as of right now, Team Garcia in line for those inning win points, which would put Rachel Garcia above the 400-point mark, the first one to reach that this season. There's only 2 more series. So if you're watching the leaderboard, it will get really intense over the next 10 days or so. Came down to the final game of the season last year in San Diego. We kind of figured eight players that were still alive heading into the final day of the season, which is just crazy. Rachel Garcia came in second place to her teammate in that final series, Danielle O'Toole, by just 14 points. 2-2 is too high.
It's a good eye by Leah Andrews to let that pitch go and work it to a full count. The top of the lineup on deck and speed at the plate. This defense has to be able to step up and make a play here, especially the infield. Try to get her out.
Ground ball, stabbed by Fisher. Aaliyah Andrews too fast, infield single, but that did save a run.
The second baseman,
Well, get your tickets to the AUX Softball Virtual Fan Fest by joining the Unlimited Club. Hear from your favorite players such as Sis Bates, Haley McClenny, and experience one-on-one meet and greets, giveaways, and more. Join now for just $20 a year at auprosports.com/membership.
Chucky, you're absolutely right about Sam Fisher saving a run here, because if she lets this get through, then Filler scores from third base. But because she kept it on the infield and Filler has to stay right there at third, there's no out in this play, but it's still a heads-up play by Sam Fisher to lay out for that ball and make sure that Filler stayed at third base. Points on the line here in the third inning.
Team Garcia trying to keep it where it is, just to try and give themselves an opportunity with 4 innings to go, down 5 runs. Rachel Garcia back to the top of the order, third time through now. Sydney McKinney, 2 for 2 with a pair of singles, and both of them have come in full counts. Watches ball 1, saw 11 pitches in her first at bat to lead off the game. The rookie is in 10th place on the leaderboard. She's having a great debut week as a pro.
She's been a tough out in this game. You talked about all the pitches that she's seen and really set the tone back in her first at bat in the bottom of the first inning when ended up singling off of Garcia, scoring 5 runs in that inning with that Nadia Taylor grand slam.
Lee Andrews going to take second there. Edwards, no interest in that. Now second and third. Two-one from Garcia. That time it does hit the outside corner. Talk about the confidence, too, that Morgan Zirkle has in Sydney McKinney as a rookie to draft her and put her in that leadoff spot ahead of herself. Morgan Zirkle's had a lot of success in Athletes Unlimited. She knows what it takes. Said, yep, the rookie, she'll do. Three-two. Foul ball.
Think about all these extra pitches that Rachel Garcia is having to throw in this inning. Looked like Andrea Filler was just going to fly out to right field. It ends up falling for a triple, and we're still going.
How many of these moments have you pointed out, too, that have led to points on the leaderboard being impacted? And it could here if McKinney can come through. All 3 at bats, full counts. 8th pitch of this one coming. 91st for Garcia. This is the 25th pitch that Sydney McKinney will see in 3 at bats. Up and in, ball 4. She has now reached in all 3 innings.
number 18, Morgan Zirkle.
Elizabeth Hightower out in the bullpen for Team Garcia. got the start on opening day, but looking possibly for her second career professional appearance out of Florida. Zirkle, deep to center field. McClenny is there, and the wind holds it up just enough. I think that one might have been gone any other night. Morgan Zirkle thought she had the second grand slam of the night, but robbed by the elements.
Robbed by the wind. Off the bat, this is another pitch up in the zone that she just was able to get all of. The distance on this in the Yacker Tech was 272 feet, but that does not take into consideration the wind that knocked it down, and Haley McClenny planted underneath it to dead center field, went all the way back to the fence, probably thinking that she was just gonna watch it head out, but that wind kept it in, and Morgan Zirkle got robbed of a grand slam of Rachel Garcia.
That would have really broken this game open. It would have been worth 10 points for her team in that inning as well. Instead, Team Garcia gets those points. We thought it was gone in the booth 100%. For sure.
100%. Wow.
Well, Lily Piper going to right field. Wiggins not going to run that down in foul territory. Top of the fourth, Team Garcia plated 2 runs in the third. There's a souvenir. Fans in Rosemont are bundled up too. There are blankets, jackets, stocking hats out. It is really chilly. Well, the 8-9 hole for Team Garcia just full of power. Lily Piper and Sis Bates, nothing but power right there. Down and away to Lily Piper. Haley Wagner, just 2 runs given up through 3 innings. Has not given up the long ball. It's been base hits, just 1 extra base hit off of her as well. This has been a rarity in the circle this week, but she's been really effective.
Yeah, it seems like even when she's gotten herself into some trouble, she's been able to find a way to work out of it and make some pitches. Hasn't been perfect, but I love the way that she's just battled and been competitive in the circle tonight.
Piper underneath this one. Zirkle says that's how it feels as she makes the catch in center field for the first out. The College World Series starts tomorrow in Omaha. Oral Roberts, TCU at 2 Eastern. Later on, 7th seeded Virginia taking on 2nd seed Florida under the lights at 7 Eastern. Both games on ESPN and ESPN Plus, so you can watch anywhere. Shannon Sale in her 2nd season out of Oklahoma, joining us for a chair chat for Team Zirkle.
Hello.
Shannon, we saw you working today. We're seeing Haley Wagner having a great performance so far. Give us your take on what you've seen from your pitcher today.
I think she's doing a really good job of mixing speeds, mixing heights, and then just getting ahead early. I think we've seen her get ahead early with pretty much good velo, and then just throwing that changeup right after and having a hard time adjusting to that.
Shannon, with the way that, the offenses have been hitting the past 4 games and coming into this game, what's your advice been to other pitchers on your team, or what have you guys been talking about in order to come out and get the job done?
We have been talking about just getting ahead early and getting them to swing and miss a lot of good changeup. I think velo is really nothing to these girls, so it's about keeping the ball down and keeping the ball at a good, I mean, you see it there going from chalk to box instead of plate to chalk.
How tough is it, too? We talked to you today when you were working. I mean, the pitch you threw to Deja Mulipola the other day was not a good pitch to hit for her, but for her to do that, how tough is it, or how do you just respond after making a good pitch and having something like that happen?
I think just knowing that these hitters are really good, and then sometimes that's going to happen with a good pitcher's pitch, and then just going back and saying, okay, well, now I got to try something else. I mean, you can't just keep your head in the dirt, because this is how this game works, especially with Athletes Unlimited. These hitters are so good.
Shannon, update people on you. What are you doing in the off season when you're not out here on the softball field?
I'm with UCF. I'm a grad assistant. I am in my master's, communications and human relations. I want to be a pitching coach, so I get to learn from Coach Bear, and I get to throw BP, and I get to use the facilities at UCF, which has been really awesome to help me train for Athletes Unlimited as well. But UCF is going to Big 12 this year, so I'm really excited about that return, and I can't wait to see how this year goes.
Well, Shannon, we appreciate the time. We appreciate you letting us watch you throw a little bullpen earlier as well.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks,
Shannon.
Keep it up. Ground ball from McClenny. It's really fun watching Shannon Sale work today with Alex Ibarra throwing a bullpen. We'll probably see her again maybe tonight.
Correct.
7-2, Team Zirkle leading Team Garcia. They're coming to the plate here in the bottom of the 4th. The wind's still gusting. And don't forget, everybody loves to rep Athletes Unlimited. You can too. Be sure to check out all the great gear, including the new AUX Softball drops. Go to shop.auprosports.com to get yours today. Saw you repping your AU gear today. Had the hat on.
Mm-hmm. Got a couple of hats. I got a little zip up. I got a T-shirt. I have a jacket. I'm all decked out now.
The jacket has been a savior this week.
Oh my gosh, the biggest savior.
Fans, you saw them all bundled up. Rachel Garcia is trying to fight through it right now. It was a tough first inning. Gave up 5 runs. The grand slam to Nadia Taylor, but There's 1 run in each of the last 2 as she tries to settle in even further in her 3rd time through this order. Team Zirkle needs 1 run to collect 10 more inning win points, or else they will roll over to the next inning. As Rachel Garcia misses outside ball 1 to Mia Davidson.
Mia Davidson just been seeing the ball well. First couple of games, couple of home runs, good plate discipline, being able to draw those walks.
Pitch there on the inside corner. Davidson, a former SEC Freshman of the Year at Mississippi State from Hillsborough, North Carolina. It's her first taste of AUX. She played in the championship season, but not in the shortened AUX season in San Diego. Fouls that straight back.
You know, you have to be so careful with her too. I mean, with all of these hitters for sure, 1 through 9, there's just no breaks in these lineups. Bottom half of the lineup has been getting the job done, especially for Team Zirkle too, and stepping up. But Mia Davidson right there in the 3 spot. Got to be careful like that.
It's a team that has hit .379 through their first 2 games, and they have 7 hits through 3 innings tonight. Not cooled off much. 26 runs in about 2.5 games. 8 home runs. Davidson hit for the 2nd time in this game. Those aren't worth points, though. She gets 8 points for a hit by pitch or a walk, so she'll take that. Also has a sacrifice fly. That's worth 10 points. Picked that up back in the 2nd inning. A sacrifice pop-up with the speed of Aaliyah Andrews.
Honestly, I had to sit and look at my scorebook and be like, I don't remember that, but oh, I remember the assist catch that got Andrews across. Okay, yeah, sac fly.
It's nice as a run producer like Mia Davidson to have the speed of Aaliyah Andrews to give you some of the easy ones too.
Yeah, no doubt.
Davidson makes it 3 of 4 leadoff batters reaching for Team Zirkle through 4 innings. Ortez 0 for 2, the couple pop outs, and this one also skied in the air. McClenny coming in, the wind really affecting it. McClenny makes the catch. Wow! She can't believe it.
She came so far from center field and thought she was still overplaying, then tracked it down and turned it on right at the last second to be able to get underneath it. That ball was in the air for 5.2 seconds, and that gave her just enough time to get underneath it. That wind is blowing so hard in and a little bit to right field. She had to overplay it, but leave it up to her to be able to get that out.
Warren off the handle spinner, Bates tag, then cannot make the throw to first. It's almost signature sis right there.
Sis Bates, this ball was jammed off the inner half, and she just has such a good awareness of where every base runner is, the timing of the play. Good communication with Lily Piper there that she was going to take it. She's so heads up on defense.
Sis Bates learned under JT D'Amico. He was an assistant coach at Washington when she won 3 Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year awards. JT now at Georgia. Danielle Gibson over at first base, a member of that coaching staff. I asked her what makes him so good coaching defensively, and she said he just simplifies the game so well. And Tony Baldwin told us earlier this year, it's nothing that he's doing that's different, it's just the way he delivers information. Sis Bates clearly took that pretty well and is still getting the job done at shortstop.
Now, Washington, always known for having good defenses. Another top defense this year, too. One of the top fielding percentages.
On their way to another Women's College World Series. Heather Tarr reshaped that coaching staff a little bit. Courtney Gano and Victoria Hayward, who are both here this week and this season for AUX. our new assistant coaches for her at UW. Swing and a miss from Wiggins. You pointed out last night we had a play where I think it was Bates, Gano, and Hayward all involved in it in some way.
Well, I remember that Hayward was up because I knew Sis made the play. That's where it started, and then it came off of Hayward's bat. I'm like, oh, that's another Husky. And then Gano was at second. She got doubled up. I'm like, there's another Husky. They're everywhere. Now we just need, like, real Huskies at the field.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing to have, you know, the Washington softball Huskies, but we need, like, the real dogs
I'm
here.
with that. I'm a dog person. I like that. You're always thinking about the furry friends.
Yes.
3-2 from Garcia. Wiggins fights it off left field. Lorenz can't quite get there. Shannon Sale out in the bullpen getting ready for Team Zirkle. They've still got one more game tonight. They finished Series 1 with their doubleheader day.
So many young softball players here at the game today. Love seeing them in the stands, and I know several are watching at home too. Love to see it, love to hear about it.
Everyone's got their souvenir ball ready to be signed after this one. There's ball 4 to Wiggins. Walked 3 times in this game. She's come around to score the other 2 times.
They've made Rachel Garcia throw 107 pitches and not even through 4 innings. Made her throw a lot of pitches. Nadia Taylor hit that grand slam back, and inning number 1 off of Rachel Garcia went 277 feet off the bat. We've seen hitters just sell out for that first pitch. They just are looking for something and just saying, all right, I'm swinging. If I get, I'm going as hard as I possibly can. And oftentimes it's worked out for them. So many home runs, a lot of first pitch home runs.
Inside from Garcia, ball 2.
Now this is all the numbers from that grand slam. 79 miles an hour exit velocity. Excuse me, went 272 feet. I said 277.
Well, it bounced.
Yeah, it bounced, I think, another 30 feet to make it 300.
Fouled back by Nadia for strike 1. It's the 3rd grand slam in AUX history. Sachel Palacios hit one in her hometown of San Diego last summer, and then Courtney Gano capped the season with a walk-off grand slam. Team Zirkle has scored in every inning so far. Nadia, big swing to foul that one out of play. Headed back to her home state of Texas, where she will be an assistant coach for the Houston softball program as they get set for their first season in Big 12 play. Conference she's very familiar with, but looks a little different than when she was there.
Yeah, that's true. And then it will look different the year after that, too, because Texas and Oklahoma won't be in the Big 12 anymore. It'll be here before you know it.
BYU, UCF, Cincinnati, and Houston all coming in. And Oklahoma and Texas leaving in 2024. Full counts, fouled straight back.
She's had some good swings on that pitch up and in. Remember last time that she got 2 strikes, Rachel Garcia struck her out looking with the curveball in the outer half, and Haley McClenny even called it out in center field. She had told Shannon Rhodes pitch before, hey, be ready. Outside pitch coming. See if she goes back to that curveball here with 2 strikes and a full count.
8th full count against Garcia, and she gets Taylor that time, got a piece of it, but Edwards squeezed it, and they strand a pair of runners.
You notice where Taylor Edwards set up on this pitch, she was setting up on the inner half. This pitch actually works away. It curves and spins a little bit up. It's her strikeout again.
Take one.
Did you miss us?
Yes, my queen. Welcome back. Hey, welcome back. We're here.
Didn't you miss us?
Action.
All smiles. Everybody's so excited to be back. When we went to practices the day before Series 1 started, that was just the common theme. Everyone was so ready to get going.
The answer to Amanda Lorenz's question, who you just saw and who is now up to bat, is yes, we did miss you.
Yes, indeed. Everybody misses Amanda Lorenz when they don't get to watch her hit for about 9 months between seasons. Off the end of the bat, McKinney on the spinner, and there's one out.
Third baseman, number 52,
History will be made. Athletes Unlimited bringing the first ever professional softball game to the Little League World Series. Little League Softball World Series in Greenville, North Carolina. That's August 9th at 4:30 and 7 Eastern on ESPN2. And it's going to be incredible. All the young athletes, fans, and their families getting to watch the pros, their heroes, play in front of them. You'll be up there in Greenville.
Yeah, I will. Can't wait for that. You know, thinking of Sam Fisher, I feel like Sam Fisher says what we're all thinking oftentimes, and she posted this on her Instagram, this shot of her jumping up, and the caption that she put on the post is, when there's extra fries at the bottom of the bag. I can totally relate to that. I get that. I feel that. She makes some really clever posts on Twitter and on Instagram, a great follow.
Haley McClenny just raving about her and Sis Bates. Their teammates this first week. Get new teams tomorrow after we learn our top 3 players who will be captains as Fisher flies out to right field. How about Haley Wagner so far? 4 2/3, 6 hits and just 2 runs given up.
Talked about it a couple of innings ago too. I mean, I feel like she's just spinning the ball really well, locating her pitches and mixing things up. And super competitive and fiery in the circuit, just with the way that she brings her pitches, right? She's not very loud, not emotional in the circle, but with the way that she's pitching, continuing to bring it.
Edwards fouls the first pitch away. Haley Wagner last summer at AUX, 2-0 with just a 3.0 ERA and 18 2/3, one of the better arms there. Struggled a little bit in the championship season, but has bounced back really nicely to start the season. It's a fly ball into right field. Wiggins has it, and a 1-2-3 inning for Haley Wagner. That's back-to-back 1-2-3 innings, 7 pitches for the veteran.
They're live.
Yankees, Red Sox, the rivalry for the second straight week on Sunday Night Baseball, finishing up a 3-game series at Fenway right here on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Radio. Coverage begins at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific with baseball tonight, Sunday Night Countdown.
Is it cold and windy in Boston like it is here?
Maybe. It just might be. We'll have to check that out. We have to check out the leaderboard too, and Rachel Garcia has not been in first all night long, but at the moment, she is atop the leaderboard. Aubrey Leach in second, Andrea Filler in third, and a lot to shake up here. Filler, if her team goes on to win this one along with everybody else in blue, will get 50 points, but the top 3 will be captains for Series 2. We've got the draft tomorrow, so a lot to look forward to.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how these next two games go. The one that we're trying to finish today, and then the second game of our doubleheader right after this. Team Zirkle will see him twice, and man, if they can keep their offense up, all 3 captains might be from their team.
Team Mulipola, they've got a lot of work to do. You saw a lot of orange toward the bottom of that leaderboard. That's because they really struggled on their doubleheader day, so can they recover tonight? Try and help their case and knock off Team Zirkle on the top of the leaderboard. We will find out. That game coming your way right here on ESPN2 at the conclusion of this one.
A lot of strategy that goes in behind that draft. I know that you've been a part of it for a few seasons now. What do you see as the strategy behind the captains of maybe the position that likes to go first or who they pick?
Yeah, I think it's pretty consistently. You see pitchers go early, you see catchers, shortstop, center fielder, which is always interesting because you could have somebody with a really hot bat, but it seems like, especially when it is a pitcher like a Rachel Garcia, likes to have a good center fielder, likes to have a good shortstop or a catcher. She took center fielder first, catcher third overall. What would you do as a pitcher? Are you getting your catcher that you need first? Or are you looking for a big bat?
I think that's a big part of it. But honestly, with the catchers that we have in this league, I don't think that you can go wrong with any of them. They're all so talented and great receivers, great pitch callers. Taylor Edwards getting that, speaking of receiving, and that a called strike for Garcia on the inner half, a little bit off the plate, but she received it well. Good pitch location. Yeah, I want some pitching along with me. I think that I'd try to get another pitcher in that first round.
This is popped up on the infield towards Sam Fisher and Sis Bates. Sam has it. And there's the first out of Andrea Filler. Well, here is our top 6. Take us through it.
Yeah, these are the ones that you and I came up together. Little mock draft of the top 6 picks that might go first. Deja Mulipola, Carrie Eberly, who's been pitching well. Jessie Warren, who's played solid defense over at third base and been crushing the ball. Taylor Edwards back behind the plate. Haley Wagner, that pick coming into the game was looking good. It's looking even better now with the way that she's pitching tonight. And the rookie Megan Framo, who is off to a good start.
That is assuming that the top 3 stay where they are, which would be Rachel Garcia, Aubrey Leach, and Andrea Filler if they were the captains. I think if they weren't, then you might see their names added to that as well.
Absolutely, you're right.
But we were pretty close, though. We wrote it down, and then we put them together, and I think we were only off by 1 or 2. Brookiana is entering for Rachel Garcia, and there's where she is on that pitch count.
Yeah, all 3 nights, 321 pitches, 123 back on Monday night, and those 3 appearances that she had, that was a doubleheader night, and then 120 tonight. So she's pitched a lot this week, that's for sure. She's had a lot of confidence in the rookie of Brookiana is coming from UCLA. Brookiana is a pitcher that started at Oregon and finished her career at UCLA, so some familiarity with Rachel Garcia.
Yana is making her 4th appearance, 0-1, the 6.39 ERA. Completely different look here from the other Bruin. She will see Aaliyah Andrews and Sydney McKinney as the first 2 batters to face. Good spot on the outside corner.
Yeah, and one thing that you'll notice about Brookiana is that she's not really going to throw over 60 miles an hour. So you just saw Rachel Garcia, who was throwing about 68, 69, and now you have a change of pace with Yanez, the lefty spinner. like that. Gets a lot of swings and misses with her pitches. Not overpowering speed, not bring her in for the lefty-on-lefty matchup for the next 2 hitters that she'll face.
Rachel Garcia and Charlotte Morgan having those conversations for their team, I'm sure, as this is flied out to Lorenz in left field, and there's 2 outs.
Next 3 hitters are left-handed, I should have said. So Andrews, McKinney, and then Zirkle bringing in the lefty-on-lefty if we are able to see all 3 in this inning.
A lot to play for here in the bottom of the 5th with 2 outs. This is when it can get really interesting in Athletes Unlimited. You roll over 1 inning, it becomes a big deal. It's 20 points for everybody, but when you start to get up there 3, 4, 5, it's big time point totals on the line. And if Brooke Yanez gets out of this, it will roll over 3 innings to make it 30 points in the 6th for whoever can come up with the next run.
Yeah, that's something to pay attention to. And I've been a fan of AU since it started back in 2020, and I didn't quite really grasp or realize how important those rollover innings are. So if you're watching, it's we're trying to win every single inning, but oftentimes, you tie the inning so those points roll over to the next inning and start to add up really fast. So interesting. I love this point system, individual points and team points.
Will have a huge impact on the leaderboard because Team Zirkle has 6 players in the top 10 on that leaderboard. You're talking about if they get this win, all of those players and the rest of them on their team all going to get 50 for the game. But if they can pick up these inning win points too, going to be a big time total.
Those win points, being on a winning team, is what those players refer to over and over and over again of just being so important. So ultimately those team wins.
Megan Wiggins, a great example last year, hit .372, 3 home runs, drove in 10 runs, finished 19th at AUX. Top 20 finish, not bad, but to hit .372 with 3 long balls. And that's in 12 games. Every player is going to play 12 games in the 3 series total. Sydney McKinney having plenty of success so far, sitting at 10th on the leaderboard. Taylor Edwards wants to talk to Brooke Yanez.
And something you'll notice too that's different that we haven't touched on yet because we've gotten so used to it this week, but 15 seconds in between pitches. So there is a pitch clock, something that we don't have in the college game, but you see it in MLB and I think college baseball too. That 15-second pitch clock in between pitches.
Hitters have to keep at least 1 foot in the box unless in a case like that when you're dodging something or there's a foul ball. Sydney McKinney works a full count for the 4th time in as many at-bats in this game. Off the handle, Yanez wins it. Some great at-bats from the rookie, but the rookie pitcher from UCLA comes in, gets 2 outs, 30 points on the line in the 6th. 7-2, Team Zirkle leading Team Garcia. Zeros the last couple innings, so 30 points on the line here in the 6th inning for these two teams. Haley Wagner, 5 innings, 6 hits allowed, just 2 earned runs and 1 strikeout. She has been tremendous so far. And with more on Haley Wagner, we go to Savannah Collins.
Thanks, Chucky. This is exactly what Haley Wagner was looking to do this season in bouncing back. She said it's normal to have an off season. That's what she would really describe her last 2 AUX and championship seasons. She was struggling with a strained oblique, but she's feeling great physically, and she really just wanted to trust herself in her 8 years of prep. I was talking to her a little bit while she coached first base last inning, and what she's really giving her captain, Morgan Zirkle, this game is flexibility. They're playing in the doubleheader. This is some of the longest that one of their pitchers has gone yet. So she's really leaving it up to maybe only having to have someone come in relief that 4th time through the lineup. But she said right now she feels like she's cruising.
That's exactly what she's done so far.
Yeah, and giving flexibility, it's something that these captains haven't had really in the circle because they've had to make so many different pitching changes, and especially it seems like it's been that way on the night that they've had a doubleheader, had to make a lot of different pitching changes.
There's a strike to Rachel Garcia. Big 2 on the doubleheader night for Haley Wagner to put in this performance. Carrie Everly, Shannon Sale, and Georgina Korick all getting to watch. Korick's now getting loose in the bullpen. Never know if that's for this game or potentially for the next game. We saw Shannon Sale out there earlier. Tough part of the order. Garcia, Gibson, Rhodes on the way up to face Haley Wagner for the 3rd time. 2-2. Hit hard, knocked down by Filler, and there's 1 out. Next stop on the Formula One circuit, the Pirelli Canadian Grand Prix. Sunday in Montreal, Red Bull's Max Verstappen. Yeah, well, he's dominating, to say the least. 53 points clear of his teammate Sergio Perez in 2nd place. Coverage at 12:30 Eastern, 9:30 a.m. Pacific on ABC and the ESPN app. Max Verstappen making it look easy this year in that Red Bull that seems to be significantly faster than everybody else.
Seems to be that way. See if anybody can catch him in Canada. I don't know.
I think what's really impressive too is that he is so much farther along than even his teammate.
Yes, driving the same car. Well, they have their own cars, but it has the same of everything, I think.
Haley Wagner's rolling right now too. Retired the last 8, but has not retired Danielle Gibson tonight. Single and an RBI double for her. Gibson behind in the count, 1-2. That one into the turf, 2-2.
And see Mia Davidson scoop that ball, and Rachel Garcia had a couple of words with her as she was the first batter to lead off this inning. You know, she hit Mia Davidson a couple of times in this game, just kind of laughing it off with her. All of these players get along so well. They all have a ton of respect for each other, love playing with each other.
Mia Davidson's probably thinking, as long as you hit me in the elbow guard with that 71 mile per hour rise ball, we're good.
And that's what Rachel was pointing at with her own left elbow guard. Kind of pointing to it and laughing.
Gibson bounced back in this at bat after falling behind. She's got the elbow guard on too over there. One of the smoothest swings in the field. We've seen it early in this season. There it is, right side, McKinney makes the play for out number 2.
I mean, I think she probably would have already been an MVP for this game, but to me, this is type of play that starts to seal the deal. When you do it at the plate and start making plays on defense like this, you start to pick up MVP votes and points. Great play by Sydney McKinney, the rookie. We've seen her do it up the middle of the field and out toward the right side of the field.
She is really special. We heard one of her former Team USA teammates this week at Batting practice, call her a weapon. She can just do so many things on the field, offensively and defensively. Haley Wagner trying to go 3 up, 3 down for the 3rd straight inning. This is hit into right center field. Wiggins is over, and there it is. 10 straight retired for Haley Wagner, the veteran out of Michigan.
And Sydney McKinney was able to flash her leather. She's been so good at the plate in this game. Now you're seeing it on defense, robbing Danielle Gibson of a hit. Filler gives her the point. She got her.
Pretty good, though, right?
7-2 Team Zirkle over Team Garcia, but the drama is building. 5 straight zeros on the scoreboard. 30 points on the line here in the bottom of the 6th. If the captain, Morgan Zirkle, who leads off against Brooke Yanez, can find a way for her team to score. If they don't, there will be 40 inning win points on the line in the 7th and still the 50 for the game. So a huge swing could be coming to the leaderboard one way or another between these two teams. Yanez hits the outside corner to start off Zirkle. The lefties have had the answer. Haley Wagner and Brooke Yanez in relief of Rachel Garcia. Really effective so far.
Yeah, there are only 2 lefties, right? It's
I think
Haley
we went through
Wagner
that today,
and
yeah.
Brooke Yanez, and that's it. Thule retired last season, so she would have been another one, and that's it.
That was another thing when we did our kind of our mock draft of maybe the 6 hottest names on the board that came into play too, is how high will Brooke Yanez go? One, talented pitcher, but also just only 2 teams can have a lefty maximum, and maybe somebody grabs both of them.
Yeah, I think she's come in and done a really nice job. Don't know what to expect if the rookies are going to come in tense and tight playing in their first professional games, or if they're going to be able to have their college game translate to the professional game, and she's done a really nice job so far.
Zirkle trying to lay it down, and does. Taylor Edwards willing it foul.
Such great reactions by Sam Fisher and Sis Bates too as soon as she picked it up. And I mean, Morgan Zirkle just has not had a lot of luck in this game. Let's be honest. She was robbed of a grand slam from the wind, and now she's robbed of an infield single or a bunt single just by the spin. I mean, and like maybe the slope of the first baseline a little bit.
Popped up, Sam Fisher has it. Zirkle trying to get crafty, but couldn't lay it down. AU Softball Championship season is back here in Rosemont, July 28th through August 27th. Season tickets, 3-game mini plans, group tickets, and more now available. Go to auprosports.com/tickets to get yours today. One out for Brooke Yanez. Mia Davidson steps in. Has been hit by a pitch twice. This is her first look at Yanez. Sacrifice fly as well. That was good for 10 points for Mia earlier in this game. Yanez rooming with her college teammate Megan Faramo, and had a great nugget for you. Said she's already doing professional things. They adopted a cat the other day.
She's so proud too, so happy.
So I guess that's what you do as a professional softball player.
Yeah.
2 away. She gets Davidson to ground out.
And she talked about, how much too she's learned from getting to work with Lisa Fernandez, who she really looked up to even before she had transferred to UCLA. And getting a chance to be in the bullpen with somebody like Lisa Fernandez every single day and be in games with her and learn from her, so cool.
Where's the number 16 in honor of Lisa Fernandez, the associate head coach at UCLA and the legend. To Ortez in there for strike 2. 59 miles per hour from Yanez. Ventura, California. Started her career at UC Davis, where she spent 2 seasons, Big West Pitcher of the Year. Two down low. One more game coming up tonight. Team Zirkle will finish their doubleheader day against Team Mulipola. Team that they beat 10-7 last night. Ortez underneath it. The wind gonna push this further into foul territory. Piper overruns it. We've seen her at second base to start this season, but last year played primarily at third.
Just overran this, thinking that she needed to run even further, more toward the fence, anticipating that wind blowing it over, and overran it. Just shaking their head about this wind. It's insane.
The McClenny one may have been the biggest one of all. Ortez just got a piece of that from Yanez. 57 that time. Lily Piper had a blast last night at the home run. A flex afterward. She's got tons of personality too. Now an assistant coach at Ohio. This one is going to get out of play. Two-sport athlete to start her college career. At Akron, where she played 1 season of softball and basketball. Her Aunt Kay was a two-sport athlete at Akron in the mid-'80s, softball and volleyball. Up top, Sam Fisher. That's a little dance with Sis Bates over there. The points roll over, 40 on the line in the 7th.
and playing third base.
Limited display.
Every moment counts here at Athletes Unlimited, and certainly it does in this inning for Team Garcia as the visiting team trailing. All Haley Wagner and company have to do is hold them to a 0 right here. Sometimes in Athletes Unlimited, you play the bottom half even if the home team were winning, and we would do that if Team Garcia plates a run here because there's 40 inning win points on the line. This is a huge impact on the leaderboard.
So much at stake in this inning. I love it. Look at the way that Haley Wagner has pitched into the 7th inning, too. Has a chance to throw a complete game, which we just don't see very often. In last year's AUX season, that only happened 3 times.
If I remember correctly, I believe Daniel O'Toole, who won it, was 2 of them. 0-2 from Wagner. Piper into right field. Ball tailing. Wiggins coming on. And a little basket catch from Megan Wiggins.
You knew she was going to do whatever it took to get that ball in the air. Wind, no wind, whatever it took to get that important leadoff out here in the top of the 7th.
And if Team Zirkle holds right here, Rachel Garcia at the moment is the leader on the scoreboard, but if Team Zirkle puts up a 0 here, they're going to get 90 points, 50 for the win, 40 for the innings. The win going to keep that one in as well. Sis Bates has been hitting the ball really hard to the right center field alley.
Number 28, Haley McClenny.
The College World Series kicks off tomorrow from Omaha. Oral Roberts, TCU at 2 Eastern, followed by Virginia and Florida at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on ESPN and ESPN Plus. Can't wait to see how that one shakes up. College World Series and the Women's College World Series, never a disappointment. Last chance here, Haley McClenny in the top of the order. Trying to help her captain out. As I was saying, Rachel Garcia at the top of the leaderboard right now, but if this holds, if Wagner can get one more out, 4 players from Team Zirkle at minimum before the MVP voting will pass Rachel Garcia. Haley Wagner would be the next one in line, and you have to think MVP 1 or 2 at the very least. And so she could also jump Rachel Garcia.
Yeah, she finishes this off here, and maybe even if it has to go to the bottom 7th, I still think you got to give it to Haley Wagner. I mean, Rachel Garcia had that 298-point performance, the record in the individual record in a single game. That was just last night.
Rachel Garcia, her game so dynamic. She's really built for this type of leaderboard scoring system, being able to do both. Story tonight has been Haley Wagner. 3-1 pitch. McClenny fouls it out of play. 3-2. A little conversation there with Amanda Lorenz. I love that. I mean, 2 of the best hitters in the game. Just a quick little chat. Fouls that one back.
I mean, her changeup has just been working tonight. Nice catch over here down the line and in the stands by what looks to be a dad of a softball player, and handed it off to a young girl.
I'm all about a good fan catch.
Oh, yeah. You're dedicated if you catch on a cold night like tonight.
Down low. Wagner had retired 12 straight before the McClenny walk. Now, Nadia Taylor, the grand slam earlier tonight, planting trees thanks to Aspiration, who's committed to planting 10 for every run scored.
Oh my goodness. This swing by Nadia Taylor, she just let it loose. First pitch of the at-bat, a grand slam. Nadia Taylor swings big, and when she connects, it goes a long way.
Absolute huge impact on this game. Nadia's hoping Haley Wagner can close the door right here and not play the bottom of the 7th. Be sure to stay tuned throughout the rest of the season to see how many trees will be planted thanks to Aspiration support. See if Mia Davidson and Haley Wagner found the recipe here against Amanda Lorenz. McClenny on first, plenty of speed there. A little too low to Lorenz.
Trying to be a little bit too fine in these last 2 hitters. She got those quick first 2 outs of the inning, and then Haley McClenny put up a fight in her at bat and battled off some pitches, and now finds herself behind.
Off speed to the outside corner for strike 1.
I know Amanda Lorenz, too, wants to get a hit with her night. Can just feel it, the way that hit a hard line drive to left field and didn't have anything to show for it. Went down as an out, and then had a high, towering high pop up in her second at bat, and then hit a change up off the end of the bat. I feel like she wants to get a hit here.
Hitting .444 through the first 3 games. She had 3 doubles the first couple nights of the season. She is on back-to-back walks here after 2 straight outs for Wagner. Can Haley close the door? Sam Fisher due up next now.
That's how good Haley Wagner had been tonight. She had not even walked anybody in this game until 2 outs in the top of the 7th. Now back-to-back walks.
Only given up 6 hits. Only 1 of them was an extra base hit. Strike 1 to Sam Fisher. She tries to settle back in.
It's a spot right there that Haley Wagner has been working well. Right there at the knees, on the corner, and mixing her changeup, and then being able to go up and in on the hands when she needs to, too.
Ground ball through the right side. McClenny rounds third. Wiggins throw home. Cut off by Filler. And Team Garcia puts the pressure on now. We will play the bottom of the 7th.
Got a little 2-out rally for Team Garcia. Sam Fisher able to own this outside corner. She hit this ball hard, 71 miles an hour off of her bat, and Filler not able to get her glove on it. Haley McClenny, who drew that 2-out walk to start the rally, comes around to score. They want to win this inning.
That's that emotion. Haley McClenny always going to play with fire and emotion, but that's really that fist pump. She knows how big that run is to force a bottom of the 7th. And at the very least, if they don't score here anymore, the game will be decided. But those 40 points will still be up for grabs, which is another interesting point because Team Zirkle, in the back of your mind, you know you've won the game. You have the 50 win points for the entire game, but there's still a big chunk available.
A really big chunk here in the 7th inning that will be decided in the bottom of the 7th.
For Rachel Garcia, who is on deck as the team captain, we were talking about the impact it would have on her on the leaderboard. If they can go out there and put up a 0, then it could keep her into a captain's chair heading into the final.
But a couple of Haley Wagner has not gotten the bottom of the zone. Looked like it's crossed the bottom of the zone, but she's not gotten the call, and she's trying to stay low. These hitters have been so hot and explosive.
Taylor Edwards deep to center field. The wind won't help that one. Edwards, a 3-run shot. Not only will we play the bottom of the 7th, this game just got interesting.
272 Titanic feet off the bat of Taylor Edwards.
Taylor Edwards, this is her 3rd home run of the AUX season. Another pitch that's left a little bit up, 85 miles an hour off of the bat. A 2-out rally for Team Garcia. top of the lineup coming up now for the 4th time, and they're battling off of Haley Wagner with 2 outs, making adjustments, and now scoring runs, just now down by 1 run late in this game.
Taylor Edwards, the 3rd of the season, all of them with at least 1 runner on. Like you said, Wagner had 2 outs. Back-to-back walks, an RBI single from Fisher, and a 3-run shot from Taylor Edwards, and Haley Wagner comes 1 out short of a complete game. One of the better pitching performances we have seen, and it just came a little bit undone here with 2 outs in the 7th. In comes Carrie Eberly, who enters with just a 2.1 ERA and 6 2/3, all in relief.
Oh my goodness, I just can't even believe this inning and what has been done with 2 outs when Team Zirkle was 1 out, 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning, getting out of the complete game. And now Carrie Eberly enters, and she's been really good in her outings so far. Haley Wagner needs to keep her head up. She pitched a great game. This Team Garcia did everything they could to stick around.
She's still in line for the win right now. Carrie Eberly trying to come in and pick up a 1-out save, possibly. Her team will have to come to the plate in the bottom of the 7th, and they will have to have a huge inning.
The leadoff hitters in this game for both teams have been such sparks. Sydney McKinney to start the bottom of the 1st inning. Leadoff single for her, and Team Zirkle would go on to score 5 runs. And then Haley McClenny in the top of the 3rd, scoring a run, and now in the top of the 7th, being the spark with 2 outs that really kind of gave this team some energy late in the game.
Another interesting point, too, in this one is that Team Garcia, if they can't plate another run and lose the game, they're going to win more inning points than Team Zirkle. It's just that 1 big inning to kick things off, but it's not quite over. Garcia, ground ball, Urtez to first, and that does it for the top of the 7th, but we will play the bottom half because points are on the line. Team Garcia puts the pressure on. Taylor Edwards, a mammoth 3-run shot in the top of the 7th.
She has been hitting with so much power in this early AUX season. A 3-run home run. I feel like we've said that before already this week, but that 3-run home run put them within 1 run, and now they're playing for points here in the 7th inning. It was headed to the bottom of the 7th.
Taylor Edwards, 3rd home run of the season, already tying a single season record for AUX. Jessie Warren leads it off for Team Zirkle, who needs 4 runs in the 7th to get the additional 40-inning win points. If you joined us late, they have won the game, so they get the 50 for that. But still 40-inning win points on the line that were rolled over from all the way back in the 4th. So Jessie Warren and company have plenty of work to do after what has overall been a positive first game of the doubleheader for them, and they've broken the trend. They are the first team to win a game on their doubleheader day. Nice spot from Yanez, who's retired the first 5 batters she has faced in relief for Rachel Garcia.
Yeah, and the first home team to win a game too, I believe, in this early AUX season.
1-2 misses outside. Brooke Yanez's final relief appearance, maybe raising her stock even further. We've talked about the draft that will take place tomorrow with our 3 captains, whoever they might be at the end of the night. And at AUX, a lot of times we don't know until after those MVP points are calculated, because everything is so close at the top of the leaderboard. Warren lasers one foul down the left field line.
It's a close played game, you know. I mean, Team Zirkle came out early in that big inning, 5 runs at the bottom of the first inning, and Team Garcia has come on strong late. 4 runs in the top of the 7th.
Another foul ball for Warren. Reached down and got that one. Wiggins on deck. 3-2 pitch coming to Jessie Warren. There it is. Got her looking on the outside corner. Don't forget, this is the first of 2 games tonight. Team Mulipol out in the players' suite in left field. Getting set to take on Team Zirkle coming up on ESPN2. They always know when the camera's on, don't they? Waving at the camera over there.
Oh, they know.
Yanez, another great spot to Megan Wiggins to start off this at bat. Haley Wagner was 1 out away from a 2-run complete game against Team Garcia. Trying to go back to that outside corner. Wiggins, slow roller. That's the first time today Megan Wiggins has been retired. She had walked in her first 3 at bats. Now 2 outs.
Yeah, it's hard to pick for the MVP in this game. Haley Wagner, I think, will get a vote. And who else do we think is going to get some votes?
That is a tough one. Again, in this game, it's so hard to stick out as a hitter because there's so many great performances, but Nadia Taylor, you said Haley Wagner, maybe Taylor Edwards?
And I don't know, I feel like Sydney McKinney, too, has had such a good game. Yeah, Taylor Edwards could definitely be in the mix.
And to your point on McKinney, it's not the gaudy numbers, it's not the home run, but so often it's the tone setter that can make a big change and impact how the points go on the leaderboard, the inning points, whatever it might be, and that seems like what she's done today, and defensively, of course.
That great defensive play, yeah, at second.
Another good pitch from Yanez. Just seems to have hitters a little off balance right now. Seems to be thinking 1 step ahead. Two-one. Taylor stays with it. Line shot, McClenny to the warning track to finish it off. 40-inning win points for Team Garcia is a little consolation for them at the end of this one. For Team Zirkle, they get 50 for the win in the game, and they still have one more tonight. An impressive performance for Brooke Yanez in relief, and they get to rest. The draft for them tomorrow. Team Zirkle, Team Mulipola coming up right here on ESPN2 in about 20 minutes. Bro and our entire Thanks for joining us, everybody. We will see you soon here in Rosemont.